So the guys won a Tony, a Grammy, and an Emmy, and yet above all things, his greatest accomplishment above all of them is riding on a water slide 100 times. You know what? If that was me, I would definitely have that order. I would definitely say water slides are better. Hello. Okay, so my low, my high, my act of kindness. You know what? My low can just be described as I knew that with September, we were slowly inching our way to fall. I get that. But when you walk outside and it's below 50, you know that the end times are near. Oh, man. I didn't think it was going to happen this fast, but here we go. But my high was, I got to see my dad, got to see my grandma, and I talked to my mom last night. Yeah, a nice conversation with my mother. It was very nice. Honestly, I haven't seen her in person since. Actually, I did see her on Tuesday. Man, why does it feel longer? So I just saw her Tuesday night. Why does it feel longer? It shouldn't feel longer. It's not supposed to feel longer. I feel... is it bad I kind of feel that way? Where, I know for a fact I should... Well, then again, it really does prove how much I love and miss her. I guess. I'll go with that. And... what was my act of kindness? Actually, funny, my act of kindness was the fact I promised my mom I'd call her, and I did. So, there we go. Good morning and happy Friday, everyone. Yes, it is Friday. I'm getting readers later today. Yes. But, to allude to what I was talking about in the beginning of the video, yesterday there was a sort of pseudo episode of How Ones. It's known as Truth or Dab. I've talked about this before, where obviously you have to tell the truth or suffer the wrath of the last dab. And the two people were Amandla. I'm sorry, I gotta look her up. Look her name up again. Hold on. Ben Pennington and hold on. Hold on. I messed that up horribly. One moment, please. I know this. I literally just saw this yesterday. Okay. Ben Platt and Amandla Stenberg played Truth or Dab, okay? And one of the questions that Ben was asked was, you've won a Tony Award, you've won a Grammy Award, you've won an Emmy Award, and in which are all great accomplishments, but if you have to rank them, what would you rank them as? Actually, funny enough, during the questions, I also know that you're no stranger to being a fan of water slides too. You can include riding a water slide 100 times in there. And yeah, here's the thing. His reason why the water slides were number one was, and honestly, this is what I would say too, is he was with his family when he did it. And family ranks above all else. It does. I don't know what to tell you. I did not make that rule. I just follow it. That's why, honestly, having made videos for 1,342 days today, that's all great. But honestly, being an uncle would trump this. It does. Remember, family comes first. So, with that in mind, he then put the Tony on there and then he put the Grammy, and then the Emmy. I think that's how it happened. Because I think the Emmy was like a daytime Emmy, and the Grammy, which was the one higher, was like, it was a group collective. Like, yeah, he won the Grammy, but so did like the people on the album that he worked with on the album. And obviously the Tony, yeah, I'd put the Tony above that. I once said this is a really old video I did, but an EGOT is if you win an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony. So right now, Ben Platt has to win an Oscar for him to get the EGOT. If he somehow does something incredibly great that's Disney related, he'll become a Disney legend. And if he does something internet related that's great, he'll win a Webby. And then I once said, if you win a Webby, an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, a Tony, and become a Disney legend, does that mean you have what is called a "we got this"? Okay, it's been well into a couple of years since I made that video, but it's still funny. All right, so that was really great. Both Ben and Amandla. Seriously, I'm reading your name right now, Amandla. I have never heard that name before, like at all. I know there has to be a legit explanation and point of origin where that name comes from. But I'll be honest, I have never heard of an L at the end of Amanda. Okay, I keep wanting to say Amanda. I'm looking at the name Amandla to make sure I spell it right or pronounce it correctly. Let's see. What else? What else did I do yesterday? Oh, right. I watched Totally Not Mark finish his, read-through of the original Dragon Ball. Not Dragon Ball Z. It's when Goku first began as a little boy. And, yeah, I have to say, watching it still holds up pretty well. It does. I mean, here's the thing. Dragon Ball Z has become such a juggernaut in terms of, what it is. It's hard to completely it's hard to completely remember what came before, because while what came before it was magnificent, it's just underwhelming in comparison. It just is, and I really don't want it to feel that way. My point is, it's underrated. Very underrated. In fact, you can make some cases that there are parts in the original Dragon Ball manga that are better than in Dragon Ball Z, or Dragon Ball Super for that matter. At least I can make that argument. I need to get better at being able to analyze the story before I can really tell you what parts are which, right? So, yeah. For those of you who don't know, the original Dragon Ball is the Emperor Pilaf saga, the 21st World Martial Arts Tournament, the Red Ribbon Army, the 22nd World Martial Arts Tournament, the King Piccolo, and then the 23rd. And a week ago, I talked about how mad I was. No, a couple weeks ago, I talked about how mad I was when I first saw that Goku lost the 22nd World Martial Arts Tournament because he got hit by a truck. Yeah, but it's okay. In the 23rd, he won. Although there was actually a lot of controversy around that particular, arc/saga at the time, because by the very end of Dragon Ball, by the very end of Dragon Ball, right before Z, they actually broke a lot of rules. Basically, for those of you who don't know what shonen manga is, basically it's a young boy. Goku was a young boy at the beginning of Dragon Ball. Yet, if you've ever seen Dragon Ball Z, Goku is clearly an adult. At what point did he become an adult? Right at the 23rd martial arts tournament in Dragon Ball. And a lot of people in Akira Toriyama's editorial staff were widely against this because it had never been done before. But, I mean, because when you think about it, there are 2 time skips in the original Dragon Ball. Both of them 3 years. And between the end of the first, between the first time skip, at the end of the first time skip, like, Goku is clearly a little bit older, a little bit taller, but he's still considered a boy. By the time we get to the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament, which was after the second time skip, Goku is considered an adult. Or a very, very, very old teenager. Like, seriously. And it really did break a lot. Only a boy is supposed to be, the main protagonist. In fact, One Piece still follows that formula. Because, by all accounts, Luffy is 19 years old. So, I guess technically he's considered an adult. But he's still young, so a lot of people consider him a kid. That's just how it is. And literally at the end of Dragon Ball, and this is what Totally Not Mark talked about too, you get a legit feel for all of the great villains to come. The Saiyans and Nappa and Vegeta, Frieza, Cell, Majin Buu, even a few of the villains in Super, like, there is that sort of escalation there. And you really wouldn't have any of that without the original Dragon Ball. I don't know what to say. It's actually quite magnificent. I mean, I'll be honest. Sometimes, I've mentioned this earlier, I will legitimately forget that the original Dragon Ball exists. And that's not to say I think it's bad at all. Not at all. It's just, has anyone ever seen Dragon Ball Z? Or even Dragon Ball Super for that matter? That stuff is so grand in sheer significance, in magnitude, compared to what the original Dragon Ball is. It kind of makes the original Dragon Ball seem underwhelming. And that's something that we all need to, like, you know what? It's what, it just goes the old saying, like, don't forget where you come from, or you wind up becoming something you're not. And while you can make that sort of argument that, yeah, considering what they're doing in Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super now in the manga, yeah, they've stemmed far away from the original beginning, but they still kept a few of the main things. And I'm not just talking about the fact that Goku is still the main character. I'm talking more like the action, the comedy, the fight scenes. Like, they're all good. And they still kept that original format down. I mean, yeah, nowadays we have to have more, narrative-driven stories where, you have a little meandering to get to the real meat and potatoes of the arc. Or, if you're a Dragon Ball fan, the meat and potatoes would be, the actual fight scenes. But when you finally get to it, it makes it all the better. And then trust me, as a One Piece fan, I really feel that a lot too. I mean, don't get me wrong, I may be a One Piece fan, but I would not know a thing about anime without Dragon Ball. Really Dragon Ball Z, but, it is nice to look at the fact that, our hero, Son Goku, was a boy, and we watched him grow up into be a man. That's awesome. Sometimes it makes me wonder what's going to happen with my 3 nephews. Because as of right now, I'm seeing them as, well, really infants and very small children. But to see them grow up into fine young men, I legitimately look forward to that day when it happens. That was to make sure I live long enough to do that. Like, favorite, share, the subscribe button, follow me on social platforms, notification YouTube. I'm very humbled to make this video for all of you guys who watch and enjoy for today. Hopefully you have a wonderful, wonderful Friday. And remember, if any of you guys want to talk or chat, I'm always going to be here to lend an ear and always have your back. Take care and make good choices. See ya.